Hello, Karine. How are
Hello,
you?
Cordelia.
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. Sky is a bit grey, but I'm good. I've got family around today, so it's great.
Yeah, same here. So it's amazing and wonderful to talk to you. I'm so excited to find out more about who you are, what you do, and who you serve. So let's start with who are you?
Who am I? Great question. How many hours do we go? Have we got? uh, I am a former corporate executive, and I'm based in France, but I did most of my career in the UK and in other European countries. I was a corporate junkie. I loved it, and it was probably very ego led. But I think that the corporate world, in all fairness, gives you plenty of opportunity for development, and I took them all. And my goal was to get a seat on the board, and I did it. I got the seat on the board, and as I was telling you earlier, I was thoroughly miserable. And therefore it was a very hard moment because that's kind of like what I'd been thriving for, and didn't work out to be what I thought it would be. So I was working all the time, and but for very little satisfaction. So I took a career break because I was on the edge of burnout. And as we were discussing, it's kind of like, wasn't I? Well, uh, I had the chance of having my husband saying to me, "We can't carry on like this. This is not living." And we decided to kind of like pack up and move to the south of France. I am French, in case you hadn't kind of like heard, and and there I was able to really take a step back and refocus on what brought me joy. And for several years, I'd been kind of like looking at coaching, because what I understood was that in my work, what really brought me joy was developing others, developing people in my team around me and my peers, and I thought, this is what I need to do now. I've got plenty of knowledge about the corporate world, and I know some of the pitfalls, probably don't know them all, but I know many of them. And I want to serve women who want to develop and who want to have satisfaction in their corporate role. So that's why I trained and became a certified coach.
Tell me, how long ago did you decide that was really your calling? At what point in your sabbatical?
I think that in my sabbatical, it was probably quite soon, because it had been at least 5 years that I was Googling coaching courses, but never daring, because I was like, well, I've got this great corporate job. Surely I'm not going to stop everything and to go into that coaching world. That sounds crazy. And every time I talked to people around me, they were like, what? But you're a director of this and that. Surely you can't become a coach. And so it was once that kind of like, almost because I had completely left this world of you know corporate, that I was able to take a step back and lick my wounds as well, let's be honest, and suddenly say, okay, fine, there is plenty I love about the corporate world, and that's true. There is really plenty I love about it, and I really want to train as a coach and go back in there and serve these women who want to rise up, and become the leader that they can be.
So you said you want to serve women that want to rise up and become the
Mm.
leader that they can be. So does that mean that you work only with executives, or you want to help and bring the potential out of all women in corporate?
That's a very interesting question. At this stage, I work mainly with manager and up. However, I've been thinking about different ways of helping more junior women, because it's almost kind of like, um, because I'm kind of like what my client call me, they call me the accelerator. So it's almost like, well, the sooner you get there, the better, and the more impact you'll have. So I'm looking at working with more junior women in the corporate world, yes. But today it's mainly with kind of like a manager and an executive.
Okay. So last thing, please share your elevator pitch.
Oh, Cordelia, this is a terrible question. My elevator speech, yeah, I can't even say it. I've got a burning desire, and I've got a burning belief. My burning belief is that women have so much to bring to the corporate world, and by being able to really fully expressing themselves as leaders in the corporate world, they will have a massive impact on society at large. So it might sound naive, but I think that's really, really important. And I don't want women to kind of like step out of the corporate world because they're on the edge of burnout and they just can't cope anymore. It's like, no, there is a different way. You are a leader, and rise into that leadership role. And for that, I want to be able to empower women through mindset work, through having a clear strategy and a clear action plan to bring their leadership to life and have really satisfying, really balanced career that brings them the success that they desire and they deserve.
Absolutely.
That's really that's my everything. That's my passion. That's what makes me get up in the morning. And I think that women today can and must be the leaders that the world needs them to be.
I love the way you answered that. That was beautiful. And that is
Thank you.
That, you know, we have to rise into our power, and we're so fortunate to have you to help us to do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Cordelia. That's very kind. And thank you for your question and the opportunity to share with you about my passion.
I
Bye-bye.
appreciate your time today. Bye-bye.
Bye.